Oh, that's right. We're here, aren't we, Penny? We're both here this morning. Penny, Ann, and Penny. Who's on first, Penny? I think I should be on first. Yes, that's right. Would you like to say hi, Penny? How you doing this morning, Penny? Oh, she says, some days this job is okay, but do you have to do it every day? That's right. Do you have to do it every day? Anywho, I am Ann Eller, and I am with you with Princess Penny this morning, and it's Friday. We made it through another week. Although, Lord, the price we pay for every week is exhausting. It's just exhausting. I don't know. We got a lot to talk about here this morning. We got events coming up this weekend, all kinds of good stuff. I'm going to make an announcement right here on the radio. Christy Wright's daughter is graduating from USC today. Many of you know her as Abby, that's right. And she has been working as an intern down there on the House for the Clerk of the House in Columbia there. She was helping when we went down there doing pictures and video and just did a great job. Anyway, she's really a very smart gal, and she's graduating with a degree in history and in a minor in political science. So she's got a lot of possibilities. She's looking forward to moving forward and graduating. So I just wanted to give her a shout out this morning. Congratulations, Abby. And of course, congratulations to Christy Wright for getting her there. Woohoo! Congratulations. All right. Big day today. They had 115,000 jobs added back in April. They were kind of shocked. They didn't think they'd have that many jobs. Of course, it's always better to have lowered expectations on stuff like that, right? Because when you have lowered expectations, when you get 115,000, that's better than what we thought. So, anyways, that's good. Price of gas is still up over $4. I don't know. What was it yesterday? $4.15, $4.19, I think is what I saw. Don't know what it's done today. But anyways, it's good to have a weekend. It's great to be here with Mother's Day weekend coming up. Penny, are you gonna get me anything for Mother's Day? Penny, we look up here. Penny, are you gonna get me anything for Mother's Day? I don't think so. Why not? Well, I don't have any money. Well, would you like to have some money? I'd like to have lots of money. That's why I'm trying to take over your show. Oh, okay. All right. Anyways, well, maybe we'll get something and you can get it for me. How about that? Okay. Can we go to Dairy Queen? And can I decorate an ice cream cake for you? There's a good idea. That's right. You can sign up at Dairy Queen. Sign up at Dairy Queen for Sunday between 2 and 4. You go to their Facebook page. They've got a sign up there, and you can sign up. Take your child. It's $15.99 for a 6-inch ice cream cake. And that is all there is to it. They have all the things that you want. They are figuring 15 minutes to decorate that cake. Yes, you can have multiple children doing one cake, but it's about a 15-minute because, if it takes any longer than that, what else happens? Cake starts to melt, so yeah, you need to decorate it quick. But talk about a fun and nice way to do something for Mom, and what a memorable and photo op and everything else. So I think that sounds great. I hope to be able to at least go by there on Sunday and see what's happening with cake decorating at Dairy Queen right here in Greenwood. All right, well, let's check the weather, see if the rain is coming in or not for this weekend. Let's see. Where are we? The weather. The weather. I got a lot of politics to talk about this morning. Well, political stuff. Actually, my political meanderings on it. Okay. Right now, that's Columbia. And let's try talking about Greenwood. Okay. Right here in Greenwood. It is 59 degrees, feels like 59 degrees, and Penny's gone to sleep already. Okay, 59 degrees. We are looking for a high today of 75, a low of 58, and doesn't look like we will really have any. Well, they say there's a 15% chance of some rain today, so not real bad as far as that goes. Most likely, are we going to have any? I don't know when they're talking about. Oh, 10 o'clock tonight, we may get some rain, I think. Well, no, Saturday? Well, it looks like we might get some rain later today. I don't think we'll have any during the day, so that's good. Let's see, Saturday, high of 78, low of 60. 18%, just a slight chance of a shower, but a high of 78. Sunday is a high of 84, low of 63, and partly sunny skies. Monday comes in with a high of 78, low of 53, and a 71% chance of rain. Tuesday, however, the rain is gone, and we cruise right into mid to upper 80s next week. So that's what we're looking at for weather. So good stuff. Mother's Day is Sunday. Hope you will remember Mom. And remember, it's sometimes the simple things that mean the most to her. And don't just send her an email. Please do not send an email, right, Penny? Go ahead and pick up that phone and call her. That's what we really need, is people being called. All right, so. Well, this thing on redistricting, I think it's a double-edged sword. I really do. I think, let's just say this. In South Carolina House and in the Senate, the Republicans have had, I'm using this as an analogy, have had the control of both chambers. And, of course, we have the governorship, too, as Republicans. We could look at this last year here in South Carolina, and I'm not really throwing off on anybody, but they didn't get a whole lot done. They didn't make a lot of what I would consider good decisions. And I think that as we look at history, it's nice to have everybody thinking the same thing. But where do we get the advantage to moving things forward, to stating your opinions, making your opinions to do the job? This is what I want to know. I need to know, can we actually just have one party system, or is it helpful? Isn't it supposed to be that we have different representations based on everybody's beliefs? And then isn't the best part is when it comes together, because we have had input from others. Not to saying that all Republicans are on the same page, because we know that they're not. We've got all different factions in the Republican side. But I really think that, I'm not really sure I'm 100% on this redistricting. I know Pamela Evett certainly is coming down on everybody about redistricting. She thinks that is the answer. She also believes, I am pretty sure she believes, that it is her way to win the election. She has seen a bump in her numbers since the confrontation with South Carolina State. Do you think now that she's thinking that being this will make a difference? I don't know. It's a huge. I honestly wish that people would be true to themselves. So I just have a question about whether the direction that she is going, and now Alan Wilson has an ad out there how he supported Trump. What happened with doing it your way, and of course having a, if you are a Republican, having a Republican view, if you're a Democrat, having a Democrat view, but having the two parties come together because they both bring things to the table. You know, back in the day, a long time ago, it was considered the politically correct position to have was to be a fiscal conservative on the economy and a liberal on social issues. Well, boy, did that change. Now, so and that was putting both together. So Pamela Evitt has really decided that she's going to push the envelope. She is pushing the fact to listen to your constituents. Evitt urges the South Carolina Senate to take up this redistricting. Right now, as of Thursday afternoon, they were not. So I don't really know how this is going to work. You have to have both parties, both divisions there. But it says Lieutenant Governor Evitt didn't miss words during a Thursday morning press conference urging Republicans in the South Carolina Senate to follow White House orders and adopt a resolution allowing the state's legislature to redraw its congressional maps, just a day after South Carolina House Republicans opted to pass the measure that would extend the legislative calendar. I just want to say this. Pamela Evitt was supposed to be on WCRS, the I Love Ann show yesterday, and they told me she, quote, had an important meeting and she couldn't miss, even though my interview was locked in. I guess this is when she was announcing what she wanted the Senate to do. So I guess we will see. She did say, she did pointedly go after Senator Massey, a key figure in the current map's markup. Senator Majority Leader Shane Massey has remained uneasy at the prospect of a redraw, fearing the GOP may accidentally upend its 6-1 advantage. But on Thursday, Evitt, who's running for governor, said that shouldn't be the state GOP leader's concern. You would think he should be a little concerned about it. Senator Massey should listen to his constituents. I have always been about doing the will of the people. We need to listen to our constituents. Senator Massey can have his opinion on that, but he should remember who elects him to represent them. God. Anyways, I find this totally, of all the things, and using the fact that we have a gerrymandered state has not been proven to be true. Back in, 2020, they did think that this was a possibility, but it was proven not to be. So if that is the case, should the districts change? What would be the consequences to be right now? And there are actually several. Cost to taxpayers. That's a very valid question. If South Carolina redraws congressional maps before the current election cycle, potential costs could include reprinting ballots, updating voter systems, legal costs, lawsuits, administrative costs at county election offices, public notification, education campaigns. And if primaries had to move, additional staffing, additional polling logistics, additional absentee mail and ballot costs. So if districts are redrawn, the choice this close to an election, what would the actual cost to taxpayers be? I think that's a real consideration. And what about as far as filing is already done, campaigns have already built district, voters know the dates, early voting approaches quickly. If the maps change, candidates could suddenly live in different districts. Voters could be reassigned. Ballots might need redesign. That absolutely risks confusion. And then what will it happen? Will you have to separate it from the June 9th primary? That really could hurt turnout. This is a major election administration concern. Why? If they created a separate election or delay congressional races only, then voter confusion rises, participation usually drops, especially among casual voters, and historically, lower turnout elections can dramatically change outcomes. So, if the congressional races were separated from the regular June primary, would that discourage turnout and create voter confusion? I guess I would have to say yes. And then Pamela Evatt is asking constituents to call senators. This is becoming a political pressure campaign, not just a legal discussion, and that's actually important. So there's a difference between wanting to do it and being able to implement it clearly before a question. If lawmakers legally can redraw districts, should they do it this close to an election if it risks confusion, delays, and additional taxpayer cost? And is it fair? Is it practical? Is it nonpartisan? Is it voter focused? I think that we'd have to say no to that. And is it really about a legal necessity or political timing? I think that is a big part of it. So when they go to do this redistricting, one of the first questions I think that the House and or if the Senate signs on, if the House does this, how much is it going to cost? And what are the risks to people already in office that are rerunning or political candidates? And how will this shake this up? Just to do something isn't always a good idea. I just wanted to follow up on that conversation from yesterday because I think as we watch this unfold, they certainly are looking at things not how I would think we should be looking at them. What do you think? 864-332-9355. 864-332-9355. So that's that's one of the issues that I think is a problem. Now, here in Greenwood, talking about another issue, here in Greenwood, this thing on the fish kill is an amazing story because from what I heard, they decided that it wasn't low oxygen that killed the fish. But then they didn't do any testing beyond that, which is just beyond my capabilities of thinking. Now, Representative John McCravey, Senator Garrett have gotten both departments, DNR and whatever part of DSS, whatever part the other part is, have gotten them, working towards the same page. But it is kind of hard to believe. State officials say an April 2026 aquatic mortality event. How do you like that? An aquatic mortality event at Lake Greenwood appears consistent with a pollutant or contaminant entering the lake, resulting in the deaths of large numbers of fish and other aquatic species across a broad area. According to an investigative report released by South Carolina Department of Natural Resources and South Carolina Department of Environmental Services, the event began on April 13th and expanded rapidly before tapering off approximately 1 week later. Officials reported that multiple species were affected, including fish, turtles, and snails. A detail investigators say points likely toward environmental or a chemical cause rather than naturally occurring fish disease outbreak. Well, obviously. Okay. So the first report came from Lake Greenwood resident who observed 15 to 20 dead fish out there at Morse Landing on April 13th. Investigators mapped an affected area spanning approximately 2.6 miles along the shoreline. Over the following days, dead fish were reported throughout portions of the lake, including areas near Cane Creek, Grand Harbor, the Saluda River, and a section of the upper lake and Buzzard's Roost. By midweek, I did not know this. Staff estimated thousands of dead fish across surveyed areas. While it says the report states that early water testing did not reveal dramatically abnormal oxygen or temperature levels, dissolved oxygen readings and surface temperatures were described as generally within normal springtime ranges. So, what is the answer? Fish samples were collected for disease screening, heavy metals testing, and toxin analysis. Freshly deceased fish were sent to laboratories associated with Auburn University and other testing facilities for examination. We now have a massive what's happening to the fish going on out there. As the investigation expanded, agencies began receiving public reports regarding possible industrial contamination sources near the lake. Anonymous tips, a possible chemical spill near ES Foundry, all these things came out. Concerns involving the former Monsanto Ascend industrial property and the allegations from former workers regarding buried or leaking 55-gallon industrial drums on nearby land. Investigators interviewed residents. Later in April, DNR law enforcement reportedly confirmed visible industrial drums near the shoreline at a development site adjacent to the lake. During the investigation, staff recovered a floating blue plastic barrel near Goat Island. Officials stated the barrel contained an unidentified slush-like substance that was treated as potential evidence. However, subsequent testing conducted by SCDES reportedly found no toxins in the barrel's contents. I mean, this has been going on forever. Why can't we just find out what killed the fish? Isn't that what we want to know? So, in conclusion, listen to this. This is government. In conclusion, the report states the event appears consistent with a pollutant or other contaminant being introduced into the lake, resulting in a significant aquatic life mortality event, although a definitive cause has not been confirmed. So, now, state agencies say coordinating testing, environmental sampling, and investigative efforts will continue as officials work to determine the origin of the contamination and whether enforcement actions are warranted. They say no individual company or site had been formally identified in the reports as the confirmed cause of the Lake Greenwood mortality event. I do believe it is today, I think it's today, that Representative McCravey and Senator Billy Garrett are going to be meeting with the agencies to try to get an answer. But this has been, truthfully, this has been a comedy of errors. As I said, I understand. The first thing they did, DNR did, was just test them to see if they were oxygen deprived. When they didn't have that as an answer, they did no more. So a little surprising as far as that goes, that not more had been put in this. And where is it coming from? And what is the cause? And is it concern for humans? If it's killing our fish, is it a concern for humans out there at Lake Greenwood? So, anyways, I just thought I would share that with you here this morning. This is an ongoing case that doesn't seem to have a resolution yet. If there is a resolution, they certainly need to get to the bottom of it. They need to get to the bottom of it. So, that's just another thing. It seems like they could have been on it a lot sooner had they taken it. In my opinion, this is just my opinion, maybe they should have taken it a little more seriously, right? Seriously. So that's just me saying that maybe we should have taken it more seriously. All right. So we do have changes in our on the governor's race as who's on first. It does seem that they have surveyed 1,089 likely Republican voters, conducted on May 2nd through the 5th, and lists a 2.9% percentage point margin of error. Who leads? Well, according to this one poll, Pamela Evitt leads, followed by 25% for Pamela Evitt, 23% for Alan Wilson. The next tier included Ralph Norman, 19.6%, and Representative Nancy Mace at 15.2%, Ron Reddy at 10%, and Josh Kimbrell at 4.2%. So that was conducted by the Trafalgar Group, and that is one poll. There are probably a couple of them out there, just depends on which ones you look at. Still shows you that this race is not definitive. However, the one thing it does show is Pamela Evitt on top. So, has she decided being more aggressive is the answer to winning this election? I'd have to say yes. All right. Now, I had something I wanted to share about marriage here today. Yes, about marriage. Where is it? I want to find it because it is hysterical. It says that a man, oh, here it is. A man, yes, let me get it right up here. This was by Oscar Wilde, a quote of the day by Oscar Wilde. A man can be happy with any woman as long as he does not love her. Now it sounds like an oxymoron, doesn't it? Oscar Wilde's quote of the day reflects his characteristic wit and his complex view of human relationships. It suggests that emotional distance can sometimes make relationships easier, as reduced as lowered expectations and detachment may lead to fewer conflicts and a more stable coexistence, while also pointing to the vulnerability and intensity that love brings. So what do you think about that? This is, of course, Oscar Wilde was an Irish playwright and author. Oscar Wilde offers an unusual take on relationships and emotional attachment, known for his sharp wit and layered observations about society. The quote of the day, a man can be happy with any woman as long as he does not love her, suggests... I love this. I actually love this. I think it is so hysterical. The quote suggests a rather uncomfortable idea that emotional detachment can sometimes make relationships easier to manage. In simple terms, it implies when love is not involved, expectations are lower. You know, every time I hear like lowered expectations, I think about Saturday Night Live, where they had the skit with the dating service with lowered expectations. Yes, because you are a screw-up, you have lowered expectations. Anyways, I always think about that. But here we go. When love is not involved, expectations are lower, misunderstandings are fewer, and life together can feel more stable. The absence of deep emotional attachment in this reading removes pressure and avoids the risk of heartbreak. So therefore, at the same time, the quote of the day hints at something more complicated. It reflects how love often brings vulnerability along with happiness. When people love deeply, they tend to expect more, feel more, and get affected more easily by disappointment. Oscar Wilde's observation points to this tension between comfort and emotional depth without cleanly choosing one side. So I love that. I think that is a great, great quote. A man can be happy with any woman as long as he does not love her. Now, let me ask you the other question, though. The other side of the issue is, can a woman be happy with any man as long as she doesn't love him? I don't know. Women are wired a little different. So I don't know how that actually works out. But I'd entertain right there on our Facebook page, 864-332-9355. I would love to hear from you. Or at 864-332-9355. Yes. Okay. So we have comments coming in this morning. We got people watching on Facebook Live. We got people listening on the radio. We got people listening on the stream at WCRS 1450am.net. Don't forget that stream. You can catch it anywhere you go. All right. Well, Supremo texter Steph has been weighing in. Not on this topic, although I expect she will weigh in on this topic. Do you need love, or do you just need an understanding? So when you get married, it's not for love. It's just we have a memorandum of understanding. I'll do this, you do this, and, if we get together and go out as a couple sometimes, hey, that's great. That's marriage as purported by Oscar Wilde. Just don't love the person. It costs too much of your emotional baggage there, too much emotional. All right, so let's go back what Stephanie was commenting on when we were talking a little earlier about redrawing districts and do we need both. Steph says, I think we need both. I have always believed that sometimes the underdog is what keeps the race fair. I think that's true. But I think you get different points of view. And if everybody thinks the same thing, we're not going to grow, we're not going to move forward. After all, scientific exploration, all of these things, think of all the things that have been invented. They've been invented because people go, you can't do that, and then somebody did do it. She also says Senator John Stephens in Nashville, Republican, said the redistricting was stacking things in favor of the Republicans. I think that is unfair. I think as Americans, we should all be represented equally. Well, I think that was part of my discussion here. Are we, by having totally a all Republican, where does somebody that has more liberal views? Where does somebody that is... I think the problem with the Democratic Party, I think the problem could be said of the Republican Party, that ultra on either side, ultra liberal, ultra conservative, ultra liberal, are not where the majority of the public is at, are they? The majority of the public is somewhere a little to the left, a little to the right, but they don't lean to this very hard ultra side. In truth, President Trump is not an ultra conservative. He never has been an ultra conservative. He's more conservative now than he was liberal. And some of that, I think, comes with age. But he is nowhere in that ultra base, because if you look at some of the things that he has done, they are not ultra super. Yes, MAGA, and we have our MAGA Republicans, and we have some that are even more. But what happens to the independents? What happens to the people that are conservative but don't want the ultra side of it? What about all these factions need to be represented? And I actually think of Star Trek when I think about government, because I always remember on Star Trek when they put together, when they'd be having one of their council meetings or something. Excuse me, we're not going to interrupt now, are we? Hey. When they'd put together their council meetings, and they'd have purple people and orange people and people that had long necks and tall and people that were short. They had all people represented when these councils got together. And I really have some fear about the fact of having only one idea. So I just wanted to throw that out there this morning. Yep, someone is at the door, but we're on the radio. We are on the radio here, folks. Tell you what we're going to do. Okay, Penny, thank you for alerting me. Thank you for the alert this morning, Penny. We have been alert. And there is absolutely nothing at this moment that we can do about it. Unless we go ahead and just, let's see, what are we going to do? We're going to take a little commercial break, and we'll be right back and see if we can find out what is going on. We'll be right back. So I guess they left Penny. We're okay. All right. Let's take a little commercial break anyways and see what is happening. Mother's Day is Sunday, May 10th. Want to make it a fun and delicious day? Let the kids decorate a 6-inch ice cream cake for just $15.99 at DQ on the bypass. Spots for this fun and memorable day are limited. So register today from their Facebook page, Dairy Queen-Greenwood SC. Create a memory and have a sweet treat too. Only at your Greenwood Dairy Queen.
DQ. Happy tastes good.
Don't miss the hottest deal of this summer.
Join in the month of May and get May, June, and July for half off.
That's right. 3 months of fitness, fun, and feeling your best at 50% off.
But don't wait. This deal is only for those who join in May. Miss it and it's gone.
Stop by today. Bring a friend and make this your strongest summer yet.
Join in May. Save big. Feel amazing. Your summer starts now.
There's no place like this place. There's no place like this place.
Your Greenwood YMCA.
Step up to the plate with Greenwood American Legion Post 20, celebrating our 85th consecutive year of proud tradition. This season brings new energy with head coach Corby Long leading the way, building champions in baseball and softball on and off the field. From the diamond to the dugout, we're more than a team, we're family, and it's the best deal in town. Kids 12 and under are free. Join the tradition, bring the family, be part of Post 20's legacy today.
Keep on sharing.
The phones are open.
Keep on laughing.
Give us a call.
You gotta keep on caring. As long as you've got a voice, don't ever stop. As long as you've got truth, don't ever stop.
You're on the air.
As long as you've got love.
What's on your mind?
Oh, that's right. What's on my mind? We got people weighing in all over, whether it's on the mail, on our WCRS text and voice line, 864-332-9355. Hey, don't forget, do you know a business that deserves a delightful and surprising breakfast? The people that work hard that just don't get any recognition, well, you can do something about that. You can help them get a breakfast for a bunch from Chick-fil-A. So why don't you nominate them today? Go right there to WCRS's text and voice line, 864-332 excuse me, 9355. That's 864-332-9355. You will help them be in the winning. The first one that we give away will be May 21st, and it will be breakfast for a bunch. Breakfast for a bunch. They will get something delightful. They will get a surprise. And, of course, you know it'll be delicious because it'll all be from Chick-fil-A. So if you know a business that deserves a breakfast surprise, call or text me at 864-332-9355. Don't forget, give me your name. I'll have your telephone number, but give me your name so we can get you a nice surprise for nominating this group for a breakfast surprise. And yes, you can be part of the business that you are supporting that you say needs a surprise, or you can even be the owner of your business. So, but we're looking for all entries because we just think it's time for a little delightful surprise from Chick-fil-A. So just call or text WCRS 864-332-9355 and share a little bit of a story, and you might just end up with something for yourself too. So there you go. We're treating with Chick-fil-A's beautiful breakfast treats that they have. They'll bring a complete breakfast right out there to you. And if you want them to come to Chick-fil-A, we can work that out too. So 864-332-9355. Looking forward to your entries. We've already had several. Of note, I did pass on. Steph said yesterday that she was nominating me to get the breakfast. What a great idea that they could come out and bring me breakfast, and we could be talking about the history and some of the things about Chick-fil-A and talking about the deliciousness of a Chick-fil-A breakfast. So we'll see whether they'll take me up on that, Steph, or not, but thank you for your idea on that. So now we just had somebody at the door, and one of our texters says, you remember when everyone would run to the door thinking it might be Ed McMahon bringing us the Publishers Clearinghouse check? Yeah, I know. Well, those were the days, weren't they? Now, if they sent you something, it'd be electronic, and you'd have to wonder if it was bogus or not. Right? You can never count on the fact of it actually being real. So that's, and of course, I think they, in the end, didn't they go bankrupt? Yeah, I think they did. All right, let's talk about a few of the things coming up this weekend. Let's see. Oh, it must be over here. Okay, here we go. What have we got for this weekend? Well, lots of emphasis on Mother's Day, which is Sunday. Don't forget about not Chick-fil-A, Dairy Queen doing the ice cream cake on Sunday, $15.99. Your child can decorate a cake for Mother's Day. You do have to reserve a time slot. They only have X amount of time slots. No other charge other than the $15.99. They'll provide all the things to decorate it with. They'll even have a Dairy Queen cake decorator on hand if anybody needs any assistance. So that'll be Sunday from 2 to 4. How do you register? You need to go to their Facebook page and sign up. Sign up for it. I'm sure you could probably stop by too, but that would be the easiest. Just go to their Facebook page. So what else is going on? The Cars and Caffeine friends will gather at 9 a.m. this Saturday at Greenwood's Eggs Up Grill right there on Hampton Street. The cruise-in brings together local members of Emerald City Antique Automobile Club of America and other car enthusiasts. On Saturday from 10 to 3, McCormick Garden Club presents Petals and Paths, a springtime home garden tour in the town of McCormick. Tickets are $20. That sounds pretty cool. Well, we don't usually see them in the spring, do we? The Mother's Day weekend includes a chance to support the Humane Society of Greenwood. On Saturday, Gardens of Abbeywood, 664 Mill Road South in Greenwood, and All Things Greenwood are hosting a vendor market and basket raffle from noon to 4. They also will have live music, food, and more. Also, Faith Home is having a craft food and vendor fair at its Greenwood resale store. Right here in Greenwood, 1420 Montague Avenue Extension in Greenwood from 8 to 5. Get tickets and info at faithhomenetworkforgood.com. And Uptown Greenwood is hosting a Spring Fling. It's the next installment of Uptown Spring Fling, and it is on Waller Avenue. It is not, I repeat, it is not at the marketplace. It is on Waller Avenue. That starts at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. A highlight will be an evening concert headlined by Charleston-based Blue Dogs. So they will have roots music with a blend of country, bluegrass, and rock infused with pedal steel. So there you go. The music is the likes of Wallflowers to Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers to Little Feat and John Cougar Mellencamp. Should be a great concert. Also on Saturday over there at the Fiddle and Bow, A Different Thread is on stage. Show starts at 7. Doors open at 6 o'clock. Get your information during box office from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call 864-940-2254. So that's some of the things that are going on this weekend. So I wanted to make sure that you at least were apprised of some of the things going on. Do we have anything else here this morning, Penny, that we really need to talk about? Remember, you don't have to love the person you're getting married to. Maybe it's easier if you just kind of come together and just say, well, it'll work. That's from an earlier discussion today, folks. So if you missed it, I hope you'll go back and check out the podcast, I guess we could say, of this. It is going to be on Facebook because we are Facebook Live. Right now, it will be on Facebook Live at WCRS Radio on Facebook right here in Greenwood. And it will also, first of the week, it'll end up on our website. And before long, another announcement. We're going to also be on Spotify and iTunes. So how about that? You'll be able to just get the audio on there and be able to pull it up on your favorite source anytime you would like. So I think that's pretty cool. So what else do we have? Anything else I kind of need to talk about here this morning? Do we need to talk about this? I did not know this, but it's National Corrections Officer Week, May 3rd through the 9th. This week is National Corrections Officer Week, and the Sheriff's Department said we would like to take an opportunity to thank each and every one of our detention officers for their hard work and dedicated to service. So it's an integral part of what they do, and they wanted to make sure that everybody knows about it. I tell you what, next Wednesday, I am hoping to be there for the Big Bad Voodoo Daddy Band up there at the Peace Center. I think this is going to be one of the best concerts ever. It's jazz. It's at the Pavilion. It's going to be outside. I think it's just going to be so cool. I actually cannot wait. That's Wednesday. Oh, I don't know what time it starts, 5:30, 6:30, so I don't think we're going to have a show Wednesday. All right, up there, the Greenwood Family YMCA is now offering evening adult and teen classes for learning to swim Tuesdays from 5:30 to 6:30. Pay per lesson $10 for members and $15 for non-members. So if you do not know how to swim, you need to learn how to swim. That is for sure. So please, that's a pretty reasonable cost. And That's a good way to be able to be, as an adult, be able to swim. You know, if you have children and you have children in the water, you need to know how to swim. I also want to say that I think one of the most impactful things I've read about child care, kids in the pool, this type of thing, is the fact if you are responsible for watching the children, if you're with a group of gals or guys or couples, one person needs to be no screens, eyes on the kids at all times. Things can just happen too fast. And even when you think you're looking at the screens and you're aware of things you really are not aware of, you could miss it in a minute. So one person designated pool watcher, and that would be great. All right, this was an interesting story that I came across. This was Thursday. As part of the Trees to Table initiative through Leadership South Carolina, and as the goal to plant 250 trees in South Carolina state parks, Lake Greenwood State Park received a donation of 50 trees. The trees were grown by the Women's Correctional Facility in South Carolina. In addition, each tree was purchased by donors from Leadership SC for 250, and the money raised was used to support food pantries ran by South Carolina Technical College systems across the state. This past weekend, they were able to plant all 50 trees at Lake Greenwood State Park thanks to some volunteers. So many people have benefited from this project and will continue to benefit for years to come. We are thankful for Leadership SC and for all who support this project. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? So it was planting trees, but it was a whole lot more, and I wanted to highlight that one. Also, over there at Pathway House, they said, we need donation of children's cereal. So you can definitely do it by dropping it off 310 Panola Avenue. You can also have it sent by Amazon right there directly to them. So I think everybody could pick up an extra a box or two of cereal. It would make a difference for them. And free summer meals for kids, 7 breakfasts, 7 lunches per child. Thursdays at Emerald High School, June 4th to July 10th from 8:30 to 12. You do have to sign up for that. I would go to Greenwood District website. I'm sure there's a sign up for you there. They will be coming soon. Families that would like to participate are asked to complete an interest form to be eligible. Okay, sorry, I had to cough. All right. So meal service runs June 4th to July 10th. Pickup every Thursday between 8:30 and 12. Each pickup includes 7 breakfasts and 7 lunches per child to help keep students fueled throughout the summer. This is a great program, but you do need to sign up for it. And again, I want to mention the great interview that we had the other day through Self Regional, through the Wound Institute. My goodness, I learned so much from that. Everything from understanding the hyperbaric oxygen therapy, wound healing, what you should do if you have a simple wound. I mean, I got all kinds of information out of them. So I hope you will go back and watch or look at that one. Hope that one, I have not checked, hope that one is up on our website, WCRS1450am.net. But it is also on Facebook on WCRS too. Great information on that. So that's about, there's always more to talk about, but I think, let me go back over here to Facebook, see if we had any more things. Yeah, let's see. What else do we have? Yeah, well, going back to the thing that I brought up from Oscar Wilde about a man, and I think we should put a woman in there, doesn't have to love the person they're married to. In fact, it may make things less complicated. Steph says, if you don't need to love the person that you were married to, I guess that supports the old saying that love complicates things. Yeah, it does. It does. Let's see. The Supreme Court just overrules the Democratic gerrymandering in Virginia. So this is something that is pretty huge. And I forgot to tell you, but I guess we're out of time, so I won't be able to tell you today. But the Pentagon releases dozens of UFO files Trump teased as very interesting. So they released more than 160 files related to sightings of UFOs dating back nearly 80 years. And President Trump predicted, I think some of it's going to be very interesting to people. So there you go. We'll have to talk more about that later, but isn't that interesting that they actually have released some of these files? I did talk to somebody that had been at, Area 54 or 51. I said, did you see any aliens there? I don't know if he was lying to me or not. He goes, no, and I didn't see any there. So I don't know. It's a topic we will always be interested in until we actually see it for ourselves. So with that being said, hey, Penny, are you ready? Would you like to have dinner? Did you notice her T-shirt that we got right here? I got this cool T-shirt. Actually, it's my size, but I'm getting one made for her. A penny for your thoughts. Yes. 864-332-9355. Don't forget to sign up and ask a business. Nominate a business for the Chick-fil-A giveaway of breakfast, because everybody needs something just a little delightful. Don't you agree? I certainly do. I'd love for one of you to win a breakfast on the 21st, but go ahead and sign up now and we'll be sure to put your name in the pot. Do it at 864-332-9355. 864-332-9355. Text it, call us, tell us the business, maybe give us a little reason why you think they need to have a little specialness, because a delicious surprise always makes your day brighter. And make sure you put your name in there so that we can grace you with a little delicious surprise too. Hey, that's going to do it for us. This is WCRS Radio. Be back in the morning with Trash to Treasures along a country road. Don't know what I'm doing, but it'll be fun. So I hope you tune in on WCRS Radio. And don't forget, you can always listen on the stream at WCRS1450am.net. That does it for me. Pull the curtain down. Penny goes, hallelujah. I want my breakfast. Let's go. Bye-bye, everybody. Oops.